now going to have to address the sex magic elephant in the witchcraft room. It's an awkward one, but it is definitely a critique that the book has received. It's something that has been really sort of at times a little bit tough for me to process because of what it infers about me as a person in a way. It's going to be difficult for me to explain what this critique is about. It is about something that was written in chapter 13 about sex magic, and I would like to read out a little bit from one of the reviews online, just so I can, because this is a sort of a really good way of setting up the critique. This person has kind of written it in a very understandable way. So it says here, my main concern with Rebel Witch comes from chapter 13 of the book, where the author discusses types of spellcraft. About sex magic, it notes, a partner doesn't need to know what you're doing, but it may be advisable to let them know what's up if they're likely to find a change in your behaviour disconcerting. And then the reviewer says, I find this sentence does not sit well with my moral compass, as I think it is a violation of one's consent, both magically and when it comes to intimacy. To me, this sounds the same as claiming that there is nothing wrong in secretly medicating one's partner, but it may be advisable to tell them if they notice side effects. If this wasn't the author's intention, then it should have been worded much better. This critique is something that is not just once, not just twice, but I've seen it on Facebook groups, and I've seen it, you know, when I've been reading and watching reviews. So let me just explain something about my view on sex magic, okay? To me, in my way of thinking, I am not doing anything to the other person if I am doing sex magic. It has got nothing to do with the other person's energy. In fact, I would go so far as to say that I would operate in sex magic in order to completely protect the other person's energy. I would not want to use that. What I'm using when I do sex magic is much more like I'm using the ecstatic, orgasmic sensation that is coming through from me. I have never ever believed that stuff that goes around online and in books about how you share your energy and your life force and everything else with the other person when you have sex. I've never believed that, and I think that's actually some of the things I've read about that I find to be quite damaging and quite extreme. It's almost like saying you should never have casual sex, or you shouldn't have sex with someone who doesn't know your deepest, darkest secrets, or you know, that the idea that there is some incontrovertible and very serious exchange of energies when you have sex with anyone, I find can actually have some quite shaming undertones to it, and can be quite fear-mongering for those who just would like to have sex for fun. So I don't believe that. So for me, I guess it made sense to say that unless you're going to have changed what you are like in bed while you are utilising your energy to send intention somewhere, you do not need to let the partner know. To me, the idea that you have to let your partner know what you are doing in your brain while you're having sex is tantamount to thought crime. I think all kinds of stuff when I'm in bed, darlings. I'm not, like, I have several tabs open in my head when I'm in bed. I'm doing different things. I'm thinking different things, I'm feeling different things. It is an extremely nuanced, complex, emotionally riveting, but extremely, like, I don't know, it's intricate. It's an intricate act for me. So to me, the idea that I would need to say to someone, oh, by the way, I'm going to be sending some of my energy and intention off towards this thing in my mind, the idea that I have to say that to somebody or else I'm violating their consent, to me is that I just don't believe that. I just straight up don't believe that. And if I had to tell a sexual partner of mine everything I was thinking, feeling and doing with my energy while we were having sex, oh my goddess, like, that would just be weird to me. I don't think, for me, it is not a violation of consent. If somebody was doing something with their own energy while I was doing a sexual act with them, I would not feel afterwards like they should have told me that that's what they were doing. If they were acting completely weirdly and weren't even considering me or didn't even seem to know I was in the room, and then later told me like, oh, I was performing sex magic, yeah, that I would be annoyed about. I would be like, well, great. Well, I felt unsafe and I felt like you weren't considering me and you were acting like you were on drugs, God damn it. That would not be okay. But the notion that somebody that I'm sleeping with would be doing different things and having different processes in their head while they're sleeping with me, I mean, I'm sure they would be. I tend to only sleep with people who seem to already have several tabs open in their head, doing different things, thinking different things, feeling different things, going through different processes. Why would it be any different in bed? So to me, I was extremely surprised, actually. Maybe it sounds naive of me, but I was very surprised that this critique came up and that people were very gung-ho for the notion that you should let someone know what you are doing with your energy when you're performing sex magic. And the main reason that this appears to have come up is because it seems that the majority of witches, maybe I'm wrong, but like it seems like a lot of witches believe that sex magic should be something that two people agree on because the energy that you're using is the joint energy signature of both parties. The reason that I don't believe this is because, as I just said, I do not believe I join my energy signature with the other person in bed unless I and the other person consent to that and think that's right for us. I don't think everybody always joins energy signatures and joins energetic forces or connects auras or, because their auras become simultaneous when they are doing sexual stuff. I don't believe that at all. I believe that I can fully reach orgasm with someone I'm not doing that with. And when I reach orgasm, they may be an energetic surplus that I would like to do something with. It in no way affects the other person. And I do not believe that I'm taking their energy from them in any way. In fact, for me, in my practice, that would be badly, badly done sex magic. That would be sex magic where I have not really figured out where the boundary is between my energy and another person's energy. And I feel like I've done a lot of work to get there and to see things that way. So I will be changing the wording of that part in chapter 13 when I do the next edition of the book, but it will only be to make it clearer what I'm saying. I have not changed my opinion. That is my opinion. I now understand much more that people who have a problem with what I wrote definitely feel that that has got something to do with consent. What it says in this review about like, oh, that's tantamount to giving somebody medication without telling them, I think that's buck wild. That is that's a really extreme comparison. I would never in my wildest fucking dreams give somebody anything without telling them. To me, that is a form of cognitive R word, right? That's cognitive assault. And that is something that I take very seriously. I have friends in my life who were given medications or illicit drugs without their prior knowledge. And it's still to this day, those stories chill me to the bone. I absolutely am against that with every fibre of my body. The idea that that is the same as me performing an act of sex magic with the energy that I have generated from my own journey towards orgasmic ecstasy without using their energy and without it being any problem to them. The idea that that is the same as me drugging them is, in my practice, not the case. If that is the case in your practice, then obviously tell your partner that you will be using that energy for something magical. I do not have to tell my partner that because I don't tell my partner every thought in my head while I'm having sex. I do not tell my partner every process I'm going through while I'm having sex. I have done a lot of emotional healing from really deep wounds while I'm in the sexual act that I did not share with my partner. I did not tell them that I was going to be doing that. I did not tell them that I had done that while we were in the sexual act. You know why? Because they're my thoughts and feelings and processes, and I don't need to share them unless I want to. But was that sexual act potent for me? Did I take that and use that in a very profound way? Absolutely. But it wasn't to do with them. We came together to do that, but they didn't take me through the healing and they didn't lose anything from me doing healing while we were making love, okay, or whatever the hell we were doing. That's not what happened. I'm not a believer in thought crime. I'm not a believer that I should have to divulge the things I'm thinking, doing, processing, sending out, receiving in. I'm not a believer that I need to share all of that with a partner. Have I shared it before with partners? Absolutely. Absolutely, I've done some cosmic things with one partner in particular I can think of who was completely aware of that, and we discussed that at length together. But I think it's very dangerous to set the precedent that we should always be divulging what is going on with us while we're in bed, and I will never believe that I should have to do that. So definitely different opinions. I don't really appreciate other witches talking about their opinions on sex magic as though they are fact. I would not talk about my opinion as though it's fact, but it is fact for me. So I really wanted to get that out there.